So just before we get into today's I guess technically tomorrow's review, but anyhow, I'm staying ahead of the game. So Thursday's review will be of Fargo, and yeah, I have been changing up my schedule a little bit because I started going back to the gym last night. I just did a little short workout, just because I'm just starting to get back into it, right, and I don't want to go completely overboard with that. And yeah, I have a goal weight. I want to get down to about 190, 185. That's where I'm really comfortable sitting at. So I'm at 220 right now. I know I can do it because I've done it before, but yeah, once I get there, I'm going to keep at it, because this time I don't want to gain all that weight back, because it gets ridiculous fluctuating that much. And also, I can't wait to get this some of this mop cut off this weekend. I know quite a few people voted in my polls a few weeks ago to either get this cut or leave it, and more people voted to get it cut, so that kind of gave me the motivation to go and do it. The Brookie video is coming for you guys this Sunday, I promise, and I always stick to my promises, so it is coming this Sunday. I think I did talk to my parents about, or at least my mom. I talked to my mom about it yesterday, so hopefully they can plan something for Sunday to just be out of the house for a few hours while I do that in the afternoon. And Saturday I'm busy. I gotta go cut wood with my dad and stuff, and I think that's pretty much it. Other than that, I've got all my reviews set up, which is why there hasn't been a poll on my Instagram account in a little while. Because it is warming up, the snow is melting, hoorah, so I'm happy about that, because then I can get out there and do more vlogs for you guys, because I miss doing the vlogs, and they've been so few and far between lately, and weather just makes it really horrible to try and do a vlog, right? So, because it froze rain the other day, I was going to do one for Monday, but it didn't work out, because yeah, the road conditions were so bad that you don't want to be on them too long, or be out too late when a lot of people are on the roads, just because you don't want to get in an accident. It's just, yeah, concern for your safety, and everybody else's too. So I hope there wasn't any accidents. I hope everybody was safe that day, because yeah, it could be serious, right? Especially when it rains and freezes rain. But I'm hoping for a little bit more rain, because that will, with the way it's been warming up, that'll start to melt the snow more. And then no more shoveling, because nobody likes to shovel, and we don't have a snowblower here, so we've been shoveling and sweeping, and oh my god, there's hardly any place to pile the snow anymore, so it's getting really ridiculous. Anyway, that's my, I guess, rant for the day, kind of. So without further ado, let's roll the intro and get into this review. So Wednesday's review is of American Hustle, but I always stay a day ahead now because of my schedule changes, I say in the intro. This movie was absolutely excellent. The soundtrack on this movie was completely insane. So many good songs. Live and Let Die. There was one song that I don't know, but it really worked for this movie, because this movie is set in the 1970s. So I always like the movies about this. Apparently, some of this actually did happen, so it was, I guess it was based on a true story, but they don't say based on a true story, they just say some of this actually happened in the, before the movie starts. Anyway, so this is about a con man who, runs, a dry cleaning business, and he sells, stolen artwork, and, he also, is a loan shark, basically. So he takes people's money, but he doesn't give any back. So he keeps collecting the money, but always he just collects the money and keeps it for himself. He never actually gives the people a loan. So he's a con man. He's very good at what he does. And anyway, he ends up meeting this girl at a party. And they end up falling in love, and then she ends up creating this fake persona to help him out to expand his business, and they're keeping things fairly small until they run into this FBI agent who catches them or finds out what their operation is and takes his mistress basically away from him and tries to get him to confess to what he's been doing, but he never does. Anyway, you find out that Christian Bale's character, so what was his name in the movie? I can't remember what his name was in the movie. Anyway, so Christian Bale's character, where was I? Right, so the FBI agent. So eventually she gets released from being held, and basically the FBI agent is in control. So as I was saying, she ends up getting released from holding, and yeah, so the FBI agent basically blackmails them into saying that he's in control of this operation now, so that they don't get sentenced into prison. But anyway, as I was saying about Christian Bale's character, you end up finding out that he has a wife, and he's adopted her son and married her to keep her in the country so that she's legal, I guess, a legal immigrant in the country. Anyhow, the fake persona ended up getting found out because the FBI agent ends up falling in love with Christian Bale's mistress, and they start having a relationship, and Christian Bale's mistress eventually doesn't want anything to do with him unless he gets rid of his wife. And eventually at some point in the movie when they're dealing with the casinos, because they're trying to get this mob boss basically to confess to something, or trying to take him down because he's been in the business for so long and they know what he's done, and he's killed quite a few people. And yeah, anyway, so they create this guy named the Sheik, and originally it's supposed to be somebody else, or Christian Bale's friend who plays the Sheik, but then the FBI agent takes over and hires somebody else, and things look like they're turning south because it turns out that the mob boss actually knows Arabic, and that scene was very, very intense when they're talking to him, and it's like, oh my god, they've been caught, they've been found out, they're going to be killed. But luckily they get away with that, and then they go, they get the money transferred, the $2 million transferred, and then you find out at the end that Christian Bale and his mistress actually were conning the FBI agent the entire time so that they don't get sentenced to prison, because they knew that that was probably where they were going if this operation had gone the FBI agent's way. So that was good. The very end of the movie was very well done, because yeah, the FBI agent basically loses his job, and the mayor that the FBI agent was trying to take down gets a reduced sentence, but he still gets in trouble because yeah, he was going to be taking dirty money basically to fund the casino business, because this is right around the time when gambling became legal. So he thinks that he's doing something good for the people, but it turns out that it was all very dirty and underground stuff in the end. And yeah, at one point, Christian Bale's wife, who was played by Jennifer Lawrence, ends up running into Christian Bale's mistress, who was played by Amy Adams, and they have a verbal altercation, and then Jennifer Lawrence and Amy Adams end up kissing. But Jennifer Lawrence kind of played like the crazy wife, who yeah, and she wasn't the best with technology, I'll give her that. She set their house on fire twice in the movie, once with the microwave and once with the sun lamp, I guess they're called. I'm not really sure what they are, but I'm assuming it isn't anything good if it can cause a fire, and you shouldn't have it in a household. She even says that herself. Anyway, but she definitely did a good job of playing the crazy wife, and she ends up, when they're making the deal for the casino, she ends up falling in love with this other guy who ends up being like a gangster mobster himself, and actually goes after Christian Bale's character and threatens to kill him. But they end up making a deal at the end, so he saves his own life. I guess Christian Bale's character had some sort of heart condition in the movie because he keeps taking heart pills, and it sort of progresses throughout the movie. And the mayor was played by Jeremy Renner, and the FBI agent was played by Bradley Cooper, because I don't think I mentioned that yet. But Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence have been in a movie together before. I don't think Christian Bale and Bradley Cooper have done anything together before. So this, I mean, two of these people have worked together already before this movie came out, I do believe. And they did a good job together in Silver Linings Playbook. That was the other movie they were in. At least I think I'm getting the title right. So yeah, I would definitely give this movie like a 6 out of 5, just because it's yeah, it definitely outdid itself. It was definitely suspenseful in parts, and yeah, this was a love story, and it wasn't really an action movie, but I mean, it kept you on the edge of your seat the entire time, and kept you interested, which is good, because yeah, some movies, like, you're like, oh my god, it kind of drags along, right, and you're wondering what's ever going to like, it's definitely like boring between scenes, but this movie, every scene kept you hooked, and yeah, so it was definitely a thrill ride. I would definitely recommend this movie to anybody who wants to go watch it. It was nominated for an Academy Award, so that says that at the top anyway. I guess I'm not sure if it won anything, but it was nominated. So yeah. Yeah, this was definitely a good movie. Good cast, good music. There wasn't really anything like CGI effects wise in this movie that like really stood out, because I don't think it was really that kind of movie. They didn't really need it for much. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Leave your rating of the movie below. And tell me what you think of these reviews, because I'm actually trying to help everybody out a little bit with my knowledge of the movie. This is only the first time I've seen it. It was a little bit longer of a movie, so I have more to talk about, because this movie was over 2 hours long, as opposed to some that are, you know, like under 2 hours or only an hour and a half. Shorter stories get a shorter review usually, unless it's a really like in-depth movie. So that's where I will leave off this review, and I will see you guys again. Well, technically this is Thursday's review, so I'll see you guys on Thursday with a review of Fargo. Bye-bye for now.